Hi everyone, how's it going? I hope you're having a good day. If you're new around here, then welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, well, you may have remembered that a long time ago I started a series of getting to 750 chess elo. Now, I've finally done it. Spoiler alert. I know it says 746 in the bottom left, but I did actually win this game. So there's the spoiler. But I just thought I'd talk you through it, show how I finally actually got to 750 elo. Now, to open, I've started with king pawn, hoping to try and play a Scotch gambit. For anyone not aware of the Scotch gambit, I'm now over in practice mode, and it happens when you play king pawn, your opponent plays king pawn, you play the knight threatening theirs, they play the knight protecting theirs. Develop the bishop in the Italian opening. In response, your opponent will then move their knight to f6, threatening your pawn on e4, allowing you to start the Scotch gambit when you move your pawn to d4. It now begins. There's lots of different lines from here. There's quite a lot to learn, but I'm kind of hoping that in comparison to the London system I played previously, not that many people at my ELO rating will have played this opening, they won't know how to play against it, and that once I learn these lines, I should start to see my ELO go up. Anyway, back to the game. They apply king pawn, relatively normal. I'm trying to develop. The gambit still looks on, and now it's off. They support their pawn like that, but no matter. I can develop relatively normally, moving my bishop to c4. My opponent then develops their knight, again all pretty standard and normal at this point. I support my pawn in the centre. I'm looking to develop my bishop on the next move. He then immediately comes in and threatens my bishop. Not quite sure why. I'll capture, they'll capture back, and I'll then take the free pawn in the centre. Already here being one pawn up. They then back off, again just clearly allowing me to develop. So I castle into the corner, and again at the minute I'm aiming to castle within the first 10 moves. That was move 7. I'll definitely take that moving forwards. They then play quite aggressively with their queen. I think they thought they could win my knight here, but I can just retreat nicely. And I don't like moving twice, but the position I'm now threatening their queen on the next move. So they're going to have to move twice, kind of nullifying my second move there. They come out the way. I can then develop my bishop like so, getting it ready, getting it off its starting square, and forcing them to move one more time. My opponent then came down here. And suddenly, I had a bit of a thought. I can pin my opponent here. I have to be careful, because as things stand, they can take my pawn on b2 and then take the rook in the corner. But there's warning signs there that I can begin to trap their queen. Either way, I'll move my knight out the way. That's protected by that pawn at the back. They then develop their bishop. And at this point, I thought I had them sort of pinned. So I pushed my pawn, thinking I could take the queen. I can't, sadly. Because that pawn there wasn't protected, but at least it's just a pawn they're getting, not the rook, and we're now equal for material until I pull out this maneuver, at which point their queen really is trapped. They take another pawn, move my knight out of the way, they take the rook, but from here, take the queen back with our queen. They're coming down trying to take my bishop. I don't know why they're trying to simplify. I can just take straight back with the pawn and let them retreat to safety like so. So I'm now +3 up in a relatively good position. I can then check their king, like so, force them to bring the bishop out. And I now have a few good moves at my disposal. I can use my dark squared bishop to take the pawn on g7. I'm also eyeing use my knight to take the pawn on c7, which would also fork the rook and the king, should I be able to move their dark squared bishop off the line it's on. And I did sort of play around with these in my head. And then I also spot that if I get my queen onto b1 and they don't react, I can come straight down, take their pawn on b7, and then take the rook. I did, however, spot that. Nothing gained, nothing lost. I'll take the free pawn over here, threatening their rook, forcing them to move it. They then try and threaten. I come back purposely here, going after their bishop, hoping that if they take my bishop, I can then take back with my knight, then allowing my other knight on the next move to come forwards and fork the king and the rook on a8. Some unknown reason, my opponent then moves their bishop out of the way, doesn't accept the trade, I'm guessing because they're down material, but that just allows me to fork them without needing to sacrifice any material myself. Absolutely job done, happy days. And at this point, my opponent resigns. And that is how I finally became 750 chess elo. I can't wait to get to 1,000. Please post down below in the comments how long you reckon it will take me to get there. And have a great rest of your day.